He really could have just broke that just now.
Really broke the door.
Yo,
Oh, holy shit.
what my question is,
Like
right?
it's open, but the handle it's not turning. The handle turns, but the door doesn't open.
Hey guys, we got
I don't know.
Literally broke
Samuel,
the
stop
door.
touching the doorknob.
He literally broke the door.
Is it really not opening?
Mid shoot.
Because this is
Mid shoot.
You got this?
Dude, there's like,
Move.
holy shit, this is hilarious.
Oh shit! I hit the window.
Not an Glass podcast, bitch.
He really could have just broke that just now.
Idiot.
And this is why I don't like little kids, bro.
Take two.
I'm gonna punch that kid in his not playing.
Alright, bitches, episode 1. Episode 1. Alright, back to our regular scheduled programming. I just want to say thank you, everybody. So far, you know what I mean? We've been trying to tease this for a minute now. There will probably be like 7 announcements, videos by the time you see this. So all I'll say is thank you for watching this so far. You know what I mean? Like, it's the first episode, so there's really not that much to say in terms of that. Let's walk everybody through how we kind of got this name before we get into like these topics here.
All right, so
First up,
all right, so we were on FaceTime, right? And what we're talking about a specific English teacher who shall not be named.
Okay, we won't name that
And we're
teacher.
talking about how this English teacher be fucking all her students. This is just
Allegedly. Allegedly.
This is just a funny joke. Don't even say allegedly. We're not gonna play around with their careers.
Allegedly.
Like that. And anyways, I'm gonna pass it off to Rennie now. What do you got?
Okay, so let me tell you how it actually happened, right? So, we were in the works with a podcast for a minute now, right? And, you know, randomly one night we were just talking about the name and shit. And, you know, we were telling a joke about a specific teacher who shall not be named. She might teach English, she might teach French, she might even teach art, goddamn.
She teaches Chinese, so let's clarify.
You mean Mandarin? Mandarin? Yeah, we don't want to get her too offended.
So, someone, whom also shall not be named right now because I don't remember, made a joke about how this teacher allegedly fucks all her students.
He doesn't remember.
Allegedly fucks all her students. And so, you know, I was like, oh shit, so they fucking in the classroom, so they gotta be nutting on the glass.
And then I said, yo, that would be a dope podcast name.
False. I was like, yo, I think I'm on to something.
I like how this dude's giving himself so much credit right now.
I invented it, and then I happened to have. Yeah, he really flexing on that sort of thing.
Holy shit, that's the funniest thing.
But
So, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right, so that's how this shit was born, man. We kind of were just like, yo, like, you know, let's kind of start a podcast. We were messing around with the idea for a minute. We did the Quick Conversation, which is the show that I've been hosting, and by the time you see this, had just finished the season finale.
Great.
So for the first season, but I had, you know, Steffon on the first episode. He even made an appearance on the second, and probably will make an appearance on the last. I'm not sure. Actually, yes, he will make an appearance on the last.
I'm not sure. In my own house.
I'm not sure, but we're shooting it.
Yeah, we're shooting at his house.
So, but and then we did the one with Rennie. Obviously, that was the second episode. We were talking about Playboy Card, and he's obviously on the last episode too. So, we kind of were just messing around with the idea after we did the first two of doing a podcast. I mean, it was just something we were messing around with for a minute, just because the basis that, you know, we just thought that we had like a certain chemistry when we were doing the first episode and then the second episode, and then, you know, Steffon was around for the second episode, and we were like, why don't we just do one with the three of us?
Exactly. And, you know, it really all stemmed from, like Ricarlo said, us having that really good chemistry with each other, because it might not look like it on camera. We probably look like, you know, 3 weirdos, but...
I mean, we are 3 weirdos.
Like, and not to sound like one of those, you know, head up their ass type dudes, but we be having so many cool, random, funny, awkward, every adjective you can think of conversation.
Bizarre.
And I was just like, yo. And yes, I'm going to give myself credit for this again. I was just like, yo, let's put this shit behind the camera.
He said
That's how
that?
this idea was.
He said that?
This entire thing is mine.
Yo, I'm gonna hit you with the story, bro. I'm gonna hit you with the story.
All right, let him know.
All right, so we chilling back at the I wouldn't say the wackest college ever, but we was at RBI. Yeah, I don't know about we was fucked up. We was just chilling. I said, "Yo, Rennie, we should do a podcast." And this dude has some. I'm gonna just say it, bro. I'm gonna say what I deem this term, bro. He has some Michael mentality, bro. He said.
There's some context to that.
So Michael mentality is to basically, I gotta stay within the lines, play the game, play it safe, never do anything outside the norm because nothing will ever amount to anything. Basically, just being literally the most bland person ever. Not boring, bland, I would say. And Rennie said, "Nah, bro. Everybody does a podcast. I don't want to. Like, it wouldn't go anywhere." And I was like, "Yo, Rennie, we should do it." So I told Ricarlo. Ricarlo said, "Yo, let's get on it." And then Rennie finally got on it. So Rennie was the last person to be on this train. Let's keep it up, buck.
He did just kind of put you in that spot right now, dog. I don't know. No, so that basically spawned the idea of doing this. I mean, like, I've thought about doing a podcast for a minute. You know, the quick conversation kind of started off in the idea of kind of doing my own podcast with a guest every week, and then it kind of just turned into more of a show of sorts. So, like, you know, after the quick conversation, you know, I was like, you know, I have to wrap up this season because there's other projects I have to work on, unfortunately. I was just like, you know, I really would like to keep this going on with for long, like longevity wise, but on a longer format. And that's just kind of how this ended up going, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So it's nuts. I'm glad to have you guys on, and you know, that's really where that's all I gotta say about
Episode
it.
Episode 1000 coming soon.
Episode 1000.
On the way. We're me and Steffon, we're overjoyed to be able to work with, you know, our best buddy Ricarlo.
Yes, sir.
Because like I said, we have conversations all the time. We hang out all the time, and you know, sure, the idea of doing a podcast may be kind of corny because everyone does it, but shit, I was like, why not? Let's just do it.
Yeah, I mean, we working with the host who does the most, bro. He does them literally.
Yeah, but I don't want to discredit you guys either, though, because you know, with
I like that title.
This wouldn't be possible without you two. And honestly, even with a quick conversation, the way we started that off with me interviewing you two, I mean, like, without those starter episodes, I wouldn't have been able to do, like, Marissa Gannon. I wouldn't have been able to get her on there. I wouldn't have been able to do, like, Rashim, you know, Denzi there. So, you know.
Check out those episodes, by the way.
Yeah.
All bangers.
Yeah, great. And then, you know, later on in the future, having discussions with the people I'm having discussions for possible season 2. I'm just gonna throw that out there. You know, all that really wouldn't have been possible without those 2 entry level episodes, because it was just an idea at that point. So,
All right. Now we got the formalities out of the
Beginning.
way. Let's talk about some shit, guys.
Let's get into it.
all right. So, this is my first thing. Biden is now our president. I want to hear everybody's thoughts about this corpse of a president that we have now.
Man, war. Steffon, you can go first. I'm not a political man.
I am easily the least political here, so I just think it's a good change of pace.
Okay.
Maybe something good will come out of it. I'm not fully sold on his ideas. I was actually watching something the other day, and it was about why they, like, how Biden wants to raise minimum wage to like $15 or whatever. And this guy, he's really, it was a podcast actually. It was just a podcast, but it was,
Oh my God, that's weird.
It was in the form of an ad actually. So it was an ad on YouTube.
Sure.
And I was just like, I'm gonna let it play. It got to this dude, and he was like, what's true, what he doesn't support or what he truly finds scary is that there's no reason behind making it $15. He's like, well, somebody's gonna throw out, it's 20, and they wanted to be 20, and now 20 is gonna be the ethical. Is going to be what they want to shoot for next, and if somebody goes against it, they'll be seen as what's the word, racist. So like things like that. Sure. So I'm not fully behind everything he does, but I think that it'll be a good change.
Okay, all right. I want to respond to that, but go ahead, Rennie. I want to hear your shit real quick.
Okay, so me personally, I don't have any gripes with Biden. You know, I think he's a great guy. Never met the guy, but he's probably a great guy. He's old white. He has all the, you know, components of a great guy in America.
Word up.
That shit went deep real quick.
Yeah, no, on a serious level, like, I think that, you know, him going into presidency was a good change of pace for America, I guess. I hope that, you know, he is able to be a strong leader that's able to bring a lot of change and reform to America. I say that, you know, very, very wholeheartedly, that I do believe that he is someone that could bring change, whether he will or won't, I don't know. But one thing I do think is going to happen, though, and like I've been telling people this like for a long time, I think that there is some secret agenda ploy thing going on, right? Now we all know Biden's old as fuck.
Okay, I want to hear this. So this is like,
79.
is this like a? All right, real quick. Let's set the scene real quick.
All right, bro.
Do you think that it's like a conspiracy type shit? Is that what we're getting into right now? The territory? Go ahead. I want to hear it.
I think it's all coincidence, but like the way I put it together, it makes a pretty funny conspiracy.
All right, let's go. Let's hear it. I want to hear it.
Right? America. It's American right now. What demographic of people are most looked at in America right now?
What are most black people, minorities, people of color?
Colors.
Black folk. Exactly. Now, Kamala Harris.
Spit it.
Kamala. Yeah.
Woman.
Yeah.
Women.
She's Indian though.
She's Indian.
She's Indian too.
Do I get my representation?
Yeah, I'm 100% sure that she is like the father or the mother is Indian, like Indian, like straight up from India, and then like the father or the mother, pretty sure. I think it's the father is Jamaican.
Jamaican. Oh wow.
So like what? She's like Indian and she's Jamaican. So she's basically just Guyanese.
I don't know if that's how that works. I mean, if that's what it counts, bro, me and Rennie got representation.
So basically, this is the closest we'll get. This is basically the closest we'll get to a Guyanese president. Let me hear
Until
your
I'm
thoughts.
up next.
Shit, bro, I'm in the office. Man.
You're in the office.
So, Kamala Harris, woman and black.
Understood.
America, or for very long, right? For as long as I can remember being here, since I came here, you know, like a topic or a very prevalent topic in American politics and society has been, when will we have a female president?
I don't know.
Woman president. And me personally, I didn't see that happening for a very long time. Not because I'm bigoted or whatever, but just because I just never really saw America as being ready for that. I don't see America for a lot of things, but right? Especially that shit.
Sure.
But think about it. They put this bag of bones in there. His ass is gonna die. Kamala Harris is gonna go and become the motherfucking president. Go up.
Do you think they're setting her for that? Like, do you think that's what it is?
Maybe not intentionally, unintentionally though. But I don't know. I won't put it past America because America be doing some sneaky ass shit.
They do be doing some sneaky shit. But do you think it's like? Because I know that I don't think he's running for another term. I think he's doing this term.
You think he's just dead? Yeah, that's.
No, I'm saying he's doing like I don't think he's running again. I think he's like I think he's doing this and then he's just like, all right, Kamala, you got this, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So like I think that's what's gonna end up happening.
Definitely. I definitely do see that happening, but you know,
He'd probably kick it from old age, though.
with the timing, with the timing and the execution, it just all seems very comedical to me, and it's like you can draw so many lines and be like, oh wow, so this is why they did this and this and this and this and this. Because let's be honest, right? Kamala Harris ran for president on her own. She was not winning.
That's word. 100%. I mean, like she was like at the lower echelon. I mean, she dropped out of the race hell early, so.
Yeah.
But I think if she has a good, nice vice president years, like she does some shit during this year, she's part of like the good shit, make shit happen for the black community and other people of color. You know what I'm saying? I think that when she eventually runs for the fourth for the next term, yeah, when she runs for 2024. She can, you know, possibly just it may be a nice queen sweep.
Competition. Kanye's running again.
Maybe we'll get Andrew Yang.
Dude, Andrew Yang's gonna be New York City mayor.
That's great.
It's not. Well, he's not going to be, but he's running for it. Mm-hmm. And if he runs for New York City mayor, I'm all in.
You think you'll take it?
I really like that universal basic income.
It's not even all that. It's like his economic policies are so good. Like besides UBI, which you know I love UBI. I think it's a terrific idea. I mean, it's something that's been championed for like forever. Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King Jr. You know what I mean? 100%.
What does that have to do with anything? But that's like saying, yo, Gandhi's work didn't mean anything because he's dead.
Gone, bro.
He's gone. MLK?
Put him back in cages.
So, but
Wait, what?
but him running as, you know, New York City mayor, I think like who we got in there now, which is de Blasio, garbage, terrible, needs to get out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even all in like New York like that, but I'd be in the city enough to see how it is down there, and the reallocation of funds and stuff like that, and defunding the police. Like de Blasio's defunded the police but done nothing with that money. You know what I'm saying? I just think there's just so many good things that like a political outsider like Yang, who's just so smart, born in Schenectady. How about that? Born in the 518, and is a person that lived in New York City forever, has had successful businesses and done, you know, even has a business right now where he's doing UBI to anybody that is testing for it, to show, you know, on a global scale that this thing can work, even on a bigger scale than it already has for, like, let's say like Alaska and, you know, a few of the other places that have put into it. But if you look at what he's doing, I mean, like, he's not even doing a UBI for right now. What he's saying is he wants to bring UBI to NYC, but he wants to bring it to like the poorest communities in Brooklyn and Bronx and all those boroughs, and those are the people that are going to get like that boost from UBI, which is going to be like those $1,000 checks. Not everybody yet, because he wants to sit. He's going to start with the people so he can get uplift the people already that are in poverty out of poverty, and then do everybody across the board. Because I think where the problem lies in New York City right now is that there's so many people that are in poverty, and there are so many people that are better off before Corona that are now in that poverty, that low income line. So,
you know,
something you what?
Go ahead.
Let's give a little thing right now. So we're in Steffon's place.
Yeah.
There's a little brother running around.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as bad, but construction's also going down in the
Construction's going down around. You know what I mean?
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
We ain't complaining though. It is what it is, man.
You know what? We'll make the best out of the situation we got.
Something
that I've noticed, you know, because I travel down to New York City a lot, right?
Sure.
Because I have a lot of family there. Basically all my family that immigrates from Guyana go there, and that's where they just are, right? What I noticed in New York City, specifically Brooklyn, is that there tends to be a cycle of perpetual poverty.
Sure.
And what I mean by that is there's a mindset that a lot of immigrant people come here with, especially older people. So, you know, people that are in like their 30s or 40s, because those are mainly the ones that would immigrate from Caribbean countries, bring their kids and whatnot here. So something that I noticed is that a lot of them would come here, and then they would live in those really big, like, you know, those apartment complexes they have around the Bronx.
Yeah.
They would go there, and the thing is, the housing there is very cheap, right? And then they would get decent jobs, and they can afford to live there, and they just live there for years, decades.
Yeah, but
it just creates a cycle of perpetual poverty.
100%.
No one's going up; you're just constantly in the same position.
And I'm not going to speak for Yang, and I kind of want to move away from the political thing in a minute. But I'm not going to speak for Yang, but I just saw his thing on the Breakfast Club. I recommend everybody watch that thing. Anybody that's like in New York City. And he's lived in New York City forever, many years. But he was on there saying, listen, you know, the biggest thing is going to be make housing affordable, but also try to make housing more affordable to a lot of different people in a lot of different places, but also bring some of these places that have been gentrified over the last few years and bring these people that are getting these nice, decent jobs, you know, pay raises, get them into better jobs where they can kind of afford maybe a nicer form of housing in another place that maybe, you know, let's say it's in Central Park or something, just in a nicer part of, let's say it's Manhattan, Brooklyn, whatever, you know what I mean, whatever borough you're in. And then also build up the infrastructure of these places and like kind of make it almost look like a Dubai, how futuristic Dubai is. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is New York City not like that with all the tons and tons and tons of revenue that's put into New York City, make the tourist spots more attractive? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's not been any upgrades in tourist spots for I don't even know how many years. It's been the same thing. So a lot of that stuff.
That's the thing with New York City. Like, it's really just a tourist hub. Like, you go to New York City, the only place, like, you say New York City, what do people associate it with?
Statue of Liberty.
Empire State Building. No, he's right. I know you're saying it's Manhattan, and I think it's always has been Manhattan, but it's also like what parts, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just said Statue of Liberty, which was interesting because it's Statue of Liberty, I feel like, World Trade Center, the Memorial, and the new World Trade Center building, Empire State.
Yeah.
Which, you know, but that's how it always was. When I was a little shit after 9/11, it was Empire State Building and Statue of Liberty. And now I'm looking at it, and it's like you go to New York City now, it's just Times Square, honestly. Like, it's Times Square and Statue of Liberty. Because I honestly feel like there's nothing else there. Like,
because like from an outsider looking in, you're not going to New York City, or like if you are already established, like you live wherever you live, you're not going to New York City to start a new life. You're going there just to, you know, just to hang out, go to New York City because that's the place everyone talks about. But really, where you're going is Manhattan. You never really get to see or experience the truth of anywhere you go to until you really go to like the more poverty-stricken parts of that place. So, for instance, you go to New York City and then you decide, oh, let me go to Brooklyn, let me go to the Bronx, let me go to Queens.
sure.
Let me go to, I'm not going to say Long Island because Long Island's not poor.
Staten Island.
Yeah.
Parts of Staten Island.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, you get to see all these things, and then that's when you get an accurate picture representation of what's really going on here. Because you just go to Manhattan, you see all these giant buildings, all these people walking around, all these foreigners, all this money, all this great shit. Shit. But that's not really New York City. That's just one part.
Yeah, I think Yang brought up a good point though too. You know, with the addition of that is like it shouldn't just be Manhattan. Like everybody should be wanting to go to like across the Brooklyn Bridge and have like let's say 15 tourist attractions in Brooklyn and 15 tourist attractions in Bronx and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like make the New York City feel of the go to the bodega type shit. Like, you know, more commercial in a sense, but keeping the same like bodega New York City feel that it's always been. You know what I'm saying? But just updating a lot of shit, and then, you know, kind of just bringing like more money into a lot of like neighborhoods that, you know, can use it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that I think the guy's going to be. I mean, if he gets elected, I think he's going to be great. All right, let's just. I think right now we got to close. Yeah, so we're back.
No shit.
We never left.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast.
Teleporting got these cheeses.
What was I gonna say?
Very loud.
Oh, so Steffon, you just got COVID tested. Walk us through your experience.
What kind of question is that?
I just want to hear it because, you know.
They shut that shit up his nose. Wait, actually, yo.
No, because he went to the Albany one, and I went to the Albany one, so I just want to hear his thing. Like, I just want to hear what he's gonna say.
Well, go ahead, Rennie. What do you got to say?
No, I was just gonna say. So I got a COVID test in New York City, and bro, I've done COVID tests at RPI since I got there because we do that shit twice a week, right? The way this lady did this shit, I'll never forget, because it felt like she was intentionally trying to fuck me up.
Sure.
First of all, she shoved that shit so far up my fucking nose, and then she just like, you know how normally they just go around gently, you know, like gently but thoroughly trying to get, you know, like a lot of mucus or whatever to sample.
100%.
This bitch just shoved that shit in and just went like this. Fucked up
He hit you with
my
that
shit.
swirly oil.
Fucked up my shit. I thought I had COVID for 2 days just because she fucked up my shit like that.
I'm
You said
crying.
you couldn't smell, bro?
That's not okay.
So let me ask you a question. So Steffon, I want to hear your thing because you went to the Albany one, up here in Albany, and how'd it go? Shit was bothering me too. No
Yeah, you tried to fix it. I tried to fix it too because I was like, let me make sure it looks good. It was an experience. So, first off, signing off wasn't that bad to take the test. It wasn't that bad. But when you get there, like, it's really hard to find where you're going, especially depending on which way it brings you in.
Right.
Because I was at work, so I had to leave work, and I had to drive down like some back road, right, and get there. So it was just weird. It brought me around to like I don't even remember, but literally it literally said, oh, like the address they gave me in the email, it was like 1400, whatever the like school address is.
Sure.
And it gave me that, and then by the time I got there, it was like here, and so then I had to go through, like, park my car, look at where the testing sites were, and then I like went to one. It wasn't a testing site; it was a vaccination site, and the dudes were nice, but I mean, when you're like 6'3" built and you like are wearing army clothes, it's not very. It's I would say you wouldn't want to make them angry. And they weren't. It was fine, but I was like, let me just be careful at how like they talk to me. Like let me make sure that they're like that. I'm not like coming off as like rude or like egregious or whatever. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So they direct me. Very nice people there. Then I go to the testing site. Make it to the testing site, and I go there. People are nice. And then I pull up in the car. Actually, I didn't tell you this part of the story. I pull up in the car, and the dude who's like in the middle telling me to come up, right? He's such a like he didn't have to say anything, but he was such a dickhead. Like he was so angry at the world. Like I pulled up, and he was like turn this way, and I'm like, bro, if I turn this way, there's no space for the dude to come to my passenger side window.
Word.
And so I'm like, and then he's like, my wheel is straight. He's like, go that way. I'm like, bro, you just told me to go this way. I'm going straight now. I'm like, what do you want me to do? He was just very, very like angry at the world, I guess. But the test itself was actually the worst test I've had, COVID test I've ever had actually. So we get, like Rennie said, we get tested twice a week, but we use cotton swabs. I don't know if they use cotton swabs up in the city when you got tested, but it was not a cotton swab they used down here. And I don't know what it was, but it went pretty far up my nose, which wasn't the issue. The issue was that it was like prickly. It had like thorns on it, bro. Like they were trying to capture my brain matter and clone me, bro.
Holy shit.
Like they were gonna clone me, bro. I don't know. Like I guess 2 Steffons would be a cool idea, but like, yeah. But it was just very, very painful. I would say it was not the most pleasurable experience. No, not that COVID tests usually are, but using a cotton swab definitely makes it easier.
All right, so I did the same COVID test in the same spot you got it.
Oh, Louis here.
And when I went to go do the COVID test, you could go get him. When I went to go do the COVID test, dude, they fucking shoved it like so far up my nose. I'm like sitting here, dude, I was coughing for like the next 3 days. I thought I got corona from getting that shit.
Bro, that's what it's like when they. Oh my
dude, that shit was so wild. But the thing is,
sleep the night she did it to me.
dude, but it was like so far up there, like it really like hurt. Like I'm not even kidding. Like she probably got some brain matter from that bitch. Like no cap. But here's the thing. This is what the funniest part about this whole thing is this. You ready? I go up there. I'm in the car. You know, I'm driving, and they have these lines set up, right? So the guys that they have there are like National Guardsmen or some shit. They're Army. There's some shit, but they're in camouflage. These guys are taking their life seriously. So they're turning around. The one guy turns around. He was like, "Get your IDs out." I'm like, "All right, hang on." So I'm going to go for my ID. This guy turns around. This guy, I swear to God, this guy turns around. "Get your IDs out right now!" He starts yelling at us. On God, and I'm like sitting in the car, and I'm like, "All right, get the driver's license, get the passports." You know what I'm saying? And then this dude's turning around. He's just like, he's fucking yelling, like he's fucking like yelling so loud. Chio, what's going on?
Hello.
What's going on?
Jump in.
No, you can just sit right now. We're just doing we're doing the podcast.
A lot of contemplation.
Damn.
We're doing the podcast. Yo, we just got Louis in the building.
Manliest man I've ever seen.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Mainly 5'6".
So
We're in the same.
so I was saying, so I got this COVID test, and this guy's like yelling at me. So I'm like yelling at me, like swear to God.
But your window is up too.
The window's up, and he's like this, and he's spitting on my glass. And I'm like, this guy's trying to give me corona through the glass and shit. So I go down, and I go through the thing, and I get to the point, and then she's asking the questions. And like saying, all right, you have to take down your mask, you know, put the thing up your nose or whatever. And I'm like, okay, like, yeah, no problem. So I'm following her instructions. She was like, no, you're not doing it right. They're all like super focused. But we also do this shit like first thing in the morning. So like, I got no idea.
By the way, I don't know.
Literally broke
Samuel,
the
stop
door.
touching the doorknob.
He literally broke the door.
Is it really not opening?
Mid
Yeah,
shoot.
because this is
Mid
keyhole,
shoot.
look at it. It's turning. This is the key. See what I mean?
This is crazy.
That's the actual key though?
Yeah, this is like look at it. It's actually turning the inside. Like the key is turning. You just hold the handles tight.
Okay.
Like look at this, and then open the door. Open the door, and turn the handle. You turn the handle now. It's just a little broken.
Me.
You got this?
Dude, there's like,
Move.
holy shit, this is hilarious.
Oh shit! I hit the window. My slipper just fell off.
Where did it fall off? Oh, it's right here.
You got it?
You're not snowing him!
That's gotta be the funniest. I don't know what's funnier, the fact that he jumped through or the fact that you guys were just like, oh, we're good, we'll stay here.
I'm not putting these socks in snow. That is the funniest thing.
Hilarious.
Explain the situation.
So,
So first, Louis, come in the camera real quick. Come over here.
yeah, come in.
So we got Louis in the building. Say what's going on.
Louis, say what up, to the mic, though.
What up?
So we got Louis in the building. Shortly after Louis came, now explain the situation. Go ahead.
Yeah, like, as soon as he walked in, so
Big guy has something to do with it.
Steffon's brother fucking gets himself locked in the room. He breaks the door lock. So the knob itself is not turning. He's trapped in there. And, like, we don't even, and he's trapped in there for like a solid 30 seconds. We don't even notice. And then Steffon goes over there to try to jiggle the doorknob. That shit's just not opening. So Louis goes over, it's not opening. Me and Ricarlo get it. We're like, alright, cut the cameras.
Quick break.
We go over there. This shit is actually locked. We try like 2 different keys. What ended up happening was Steffon and Ricarlo had to go around, jump through the window, and then like manually break that shit down.
Yes.
That's got to be the funniest.
I got.
So now that room just does not have a door.
Yeah. There's no
Well,
door.
it has a door.
No, I have to.
It's got a door, it just
I have to
doesn't have
rip
a
it down
lock.
from the inside out. You know what I mean? Hulk
we
strength.
broke down the door. We just kicked it open.
Yeah.
Kicked it open.
I came in, jumped through the window like a bandit.
Okay, you kick a door open from the.
Yeah, that's
From the
part of the
inside.
story. You ruined the story. You
Come on, we're trying to make a story. Steffon kicked the door like an MMA fighter. He fucking used some karate skills. Kicked the hinge in.
Yeah, bro, I literally broke the entire door frame off, man. Like, some.
No door.
Yeah, there's no door. There's no frame around the
He
door.
took an
anyways.
axe to the door. He
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
"Here's Johnny."
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh my
You think our
god,
viewers are gonna think too deep about that?
dude! If you want to see the whole thing, go to the Nut on Glass Instagram. It'll be on there.
The first thing up there. I think this should be the first thing.
There's some type of, I don't know, child endangerment strike or something.
I don't know about all that.
Oh, that's got to be the funniest. That's got to be the funniest thing. I forgot what we were completely talking about.
I mean,
We're talking
bro,
about
I don't even remember.
we're talking about COVID testing.
COVID testing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Who cares about a COVID test?
at that point,
I'm gonna take one tomorrow.
dude, we can.
Yep.
Where you taking it?
CBS.
For school?
Yeah.
Why'd you just take it at UAlbany? There was one at UAlbany.
I mean, it was like I got a notice and I was like kind of rushed in the moment and that was just like CBS. Why?
CBS, why
Oh,
not?
so they do
It was like
for
1
free,
mile
right?
away. That's like way closer than you.
I don't know if they do it
Word.
for free because they're a pharmacy.
Yeah, but
Insurance should cover it.
Dude, not even. You have to say you have symptoms for insurance to cover it.
Yeah.
Oof.
Just go on and call.
Well, no, I said I had a medical professional like tell me to do it, so I mean that's
There, it should work.
what you need to
Finesse
say
the
yes
system.
for.
Should work. Dude, we can fuck it right now, dude. That was so great.
Yeah, there's really nothing much to talk
We
about.
just edit off. I think.
Yeah, and we can literally end it off right now.
Edit that. I mean,
Dude, I'll edit everything in. This will be the first episode.
This is gonna be a great
Get that
first
bitch
episode.
out. This was terrific.
First podcast.
This is the first episode for the whole thing. Is there any other topics?
Write a better storyboard, you know?
Dude, because that was just the way it played out, though. Like, let's just talk about the way it played out.
Natural.
But how do you top that?
Dude, I don't think
All right, so-
that's it. The first and only.
No. Yeah, like I told you, 1,000 episodes.
Wait, hold up. One person at a time.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You were saying.
No, I was just telling Lily, I was saying we're just gonna have to have like naked bandits pop in every episode now just to make it exciting.
No, bro. This is what you gotta do. You gotta do in reverse order now. Like I said, episode 1,000 coming soon. This is episode 1,000. Now we're just working
We're
backwards.
working back.
Working backwards.
Yeah, countdown.
It's like that movie Tenet.
Have you watched it?
Dude, that movie is crazy.
Not seen it.
It looks so confusing. I keep watching
All I
like
know is that green shots go backwards.
everything
Dude,
goes
but
backwards.
what's crazy is I was like, all right, they just shot it and then they reversed the footage. They literally shot everything in reverse. Like, that's what makes the movie so crazy. So, like, when you're a filmmaker, there's, like, a few ways you can shoot things in reverse. You could shoot it with planning to reverse the footage, right? That's what I thought they did. They literally shot it as if everything was going in reverse, running backwards and stuff. There were some scenes, obviously, they reversed the footage and shit. But, like, that whole, like, half of those scenes are all done, like, in real time. And then they shot them, like, the guy's going backwards as the one guy's going forwards. It's nuts. The movie's nuts. It's not the best Christopher Nolan movie, but it is a fantastic movie.
I'm just impressed that the name is like the same backwards too.
It's a
Tenet,
it's
yeah.
Yeah, it's a set of
It's
5
part of
words.
Something like it's part of some Egyptian things. A set of 5 words, a puzzle. You turn it, and all the words appear the same way,
Yeah.
horizontally inverted.
Dude, but I'm not even
Say
gonna. I don't want to
those
ruin the
words.
twist for you guys. You guys just have to watch it. It's great.
Sounds like you're plugging something.
Or
now.
you want it,
I'm plugging. I'm plugging it. I'm plugging it for everybody. Listen, Christopher Nolan's a phenomenal director, so I'm gonna put it at. That's
Any
where I'm
other-
gonna end it at.
Any other topics?
Wait, really quick. Poirier versus McGregor. That fight comes up Saturday. What are you guys thinking?
McGregor smash all the way.
You think McGregor ending round? Let's go.
Mystic Mac presents or predicts round 1 TKO.
We'll see if this holds up because this is gonna be posted next week
Yeah, Mystic
or
Mac.
2 weeks from now.
I'm gonna take that position now from Connor. Mystic
Okay.
Mac.
What about you, Rennie? What are you thinking?
You guys are the residential boxer experts, so I'll go with
This is MMA.
UFC, get it right up.
my bad. That just goes to show I don't know shit. Yeah, I'll go. I don't know.
I'll go. I don't know.
I won't speak on something I don't know anything about.
Just take a guess.
Who are the 2?
McGregor. You know the Irish guy that fought Floyd Mayweather?
Him.
That's
Yeah. That's a good guess.
that's a good guess.
Good guess. Yeah.
I can't knock you. I don't know. I just think I think Dustin Poirier he's gonna surprise a lot of people with some of the thing. I think the ultimate ending, Conor McGregor.
I'm glad to hear
Got
that.
it out. I think we all agree on
Because
that.
we all wanted Khabib, McGregor too, right?
Yeah. No, I want. Listen, but McGregor's really got to show something to Khabib for Khabib to fight him.
I can be honest. Yeah, just give me all the McGregor fights. I want
Dude,
all of them.
McGregor has to come out doing some crazy shit that Khabib hasn't seen before for Khabib to want to come back to fight him.
Yeah.
Because that's what I think Khabib is looking for is a new, very like a way different skilled Conor McGregor.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Khabib that Conor fought. That the Khabib that Conor fought.
Connor the Khabib fought.
Yeah, so I think that version of Conor that Khabib fought was a way like different Conor McGregor. I mean, he was injured on the night. He had a foot injury. He didn't throw any kicks. He was trying to box Khabib the whole time, which was terrible. I mean, if you're a wrestler and a jiu-jitsu guy and you studied everything that's grapple and takedowns from like judo to jiu-jitsu to wrestling to even like freaking I mean, he uses a lot of sumo wrestling moves. You're looking at Khabib and looking at McGregor like McGregor, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Because he was
especially with the injured foot too.
he was an injured foot. He didn't throw any kicks. Like it's just completely different fight.
Yeah.
If they fight again, dude, like you're gonna see a striking MMA fighter versus a grappling MMA
One of
fighter.
the best ever.
And it's going to be a very, as long as no one gets injured or anything like that, and like McGregor's throwing his kicks, McGregor's using his well-known things because I've heard he's been doing a lot of boxing. He trained in a lot of boxing lately, and that's kind of hyping up the little Manny Pacquiao fight.
Yes, sir.
But he's done a lot of boxing. He studied a lot of different kicking techniques, from karate to taekwondo. I mean, his kicks have improved tremendously, and even just regular striking from taekwondo and karate as well. It's just he's a fantastic thing, and even striking from Muay Thai and kickboxing, I'm hearing too. So just his whole camp has changed. That his on the ground game has gotten better. Like I'm just hearing a lot of things from like McGregor's camp that like McGregor at his best when he fought Poirier the first time when he was just throwing kicks and shit.
Yeah.
This is a McGregor that's that on steroids. That's all I'm hearing. So we'll see what happens on Saturday, and then we'll talk about it again, I guess. Anything else, boys? Nothing?
Nothing up here.
All right, son, that concludes the first episode of the podcast. Guys, check out everything. Check out all of our Instagrams. It'll all be tagged and everything. Check out Louie. We'll put Louie in.
Yes,
we'll put
sir.
Louie in there too. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming in late.
Special feature.
Special feature.
Thank you for having me.
The first and the last guest for a while. Probably.
First and last, yeah, probably. We'll see. Oh, we may put Tiago on this bitch and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Tiago's gonna be in the room. I completely forget about him.
Yes. So,
He's a mystery man to the audience.
yo, no one knows him. He's not even on Instagram. Oh.
He barely on it. He's on your Instagram more than he's on his
On his own Instagram. He doesn't have an Instagram. He disabled it. He's
Oh,
not
yeah,
even
he
on
did.
it anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys soon. Peace.